We have an updated list for Star Wars Battlefront 2, the roadmap details, and what's ahead. We're going to outline November through February. So I'm going to start with November. Yeah, Jesse's popping the knuckles. He's really excited. Oh my gosh, did you hear that? That was so loud.
That was a good one.
Those were good. Okay, cool. So this month in November, we know this. We've gotten Grievous. We got Obi-Wan Kenobi. Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hello there.
I will go on record. Like, I think if there's like the coolest character for me, like I cannot wait to get the Black Series Rebel. The Black Series Rebel is a show. Black Series figure of Clone Wars like General Kenobi.
Yeah.
Yes, give me more of that. Like the micro series, which you can now watch the full 23 Cartoon Network Star Wars Clone Wars series on our YouTube channel. It's okay. Disney already put like 26 copyright claims on it, so you're just giving us the views, which is fine. But just from the very beginning that I've seen that, I love that Clone Wars armor. So I'm going on and on and on because you get to play as that character now in the series. And a tidbit that I want to talk about is the release of Geonosis. The new location is featuring the native Geonosians, but they're part of the living world, so they're like not interactive.
NPCs.
On the PC version?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So they've played an important role in the Clone Wars, colluding with the Separatists. Obviously, their involvement with Count Dooku and the plans to develop the Death Star. In case you don't know, the Geonosians basically became enslaved to build the Death Star, and it's outlined in the Tarkin novel. There was like a mutiny that was attempted on the Death Star construction, and they basically had a... what's the word? I just had it on my head. What do you do when you just kill off a complete race?
They were the victims of genocide.
Yes, there was like a genocide of Geonosians at Mustafar. Because if you didn't know, the Death Star was built like right above Geonosis, and it moved around a few times. Anyways, so that's what's going on for November, and of course, here we are in the middle of November. You've seen all these things. December, there will be no game updates for December. As you know, the company is preparing to release that Clone Wars content in early 2019, and that includes a large-scale, non-linear game mode. But Jesse, January, we come right out of the New Year festivities, and boom, we're getting some new content.
Yeah, so they're going to hit us with Count Dooku in January. We're also going to get some more like appearances for like some of the heroes. So Dooku will have a few additional appearances. Obi-Wan's getting a few additional. Overall, they've been doing a lot. Like, I can't stress, there was a lot of drama around this game with the microtransactions. If you're still hesitant about this game, stop, because you're missing out on a canonical story that features Iden Versio, voiced and basically likeness of Janina Galvankar, which was phenomenal.
I think it's Galvankar, but she is phenomenal. I'll agree with you there.
Great story. Okay, and then there's even a little Easter egg that ties in with a star compass that you see in The Last Jedi. So I mean, just a lot of improvements. Like they recently, General Grievous. They just actually revamped the squad system.
Okay.
With it, which basically plays like if you ever played a Battlefield game, you actually have a squad that you can spawn in on now.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're making huge strides in improving this game. And that makes me excited that despite the heavy criticism and backlash, DICE is still trying to push forward and bring new content and fix issues with the game.
I think what excites me the most about what you told me about as far as what's happening in January is the playability of Dooku, because Dooku for me is a character that just didn't get... You can only tell so much story in the movies, right? And you got so much flushed out with Dooku in the Clone Wars. David, you and I, we played the campaign together when the game first came out. Does the ability to play as Dooku... does that make you want to kind of revisit the game?
If I had a gaming system that would let me play the game, absolutely.
Or if Jesse let us come over and play the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I really like Dooku. I think
touches the computer.
We slam the prequels a lot, but I really like, in their own way, Darth Maul and Grievous and Dooku. I just wish we could have seen more of them and had them be more menacing like Vader is.
And now you get to create some of those stories, let your imagination play out with Battlefront 2 and being able to play as Dooku. And one quick note, I do want to make mention, or do you want to mention February?
Let's not forget February. In February, we are getting Anakin Skywalker.
Like Revenge of the Sith, Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
Okay,
So they haven't determined. Like, I think this will probably be more like for if you're playing the good guys.
Okay.
As a hero option. But they're also introducing a new large-scale nonlinear mode that month. That's also when it's expected to see the 501st Legion clone trooper appearances. The other thing to note, too, again, I mentioned this, I think, a couple episodes back, where a independent modder for the game actually outdid DICE on clone trooper appearances.
Wow.
As far as coding and that were more mechanical and everything.
If you
DICE addressed it.
If you have a link to all that, can you include that? Like, can you send it to me? We'll post it on our Facebook
I'll
and
try
Twitter.
To find it because
That'd be
it's
awesome.
actually a really interesting read because it's like DICE apologizing for not really putting like
The effort.
100%, into it. So they basically said all upcoming appearances like for the clones will be like on scale with what that guy did.
Send that link over. I would definitely want to share it with you at home. I think that's going to do it. And also, I think there's like a new, the nonlinear mode gets added to, I think, in February. So all that goodness coming to you in Battlefront 2. Like Jesse said, if you're not playing already, get the game either for yourself or find a buddy who has it. If you are playing, or if you're not, just you hear this news, does all this new stuff excite you? Because as Jesse mentioned, this game came out and was released and met a lot of criticism, but my goodness, the amount of added content we've gotten since is pretty impressive. Let us know down in the comments below.